Yeah. 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 Welcome back, everybody, to our super share week. And why is it super? Well, you shouldn't have to ask that question because you know this is Spring Q week. Yes, on March 17th to 19th, the educators will be ascending to Palm Springs, California. Not a bad place to be, right? Palm Springs, California, March 17th to 19th. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week. That's going to be super exciting. Why is it super exciting? Well, not only because it's a super exciting event, not only because we are talking about SuperShares right now, it's super exciting because educators are going to bring it. Innovations and engagements and how they are creating and stoking involvement within their classroom and their students and what tools they are using. And right now, I want to bring on somebody that has one of my favorite tools. It's no secret that I love video. Okay. It's no secret, right? But in the classroom, how can you create video easily and seamlessly and collaboratively and imaginatively? My answer was always, well, Wevideo, of course, right? All online. It's great. But I haven't used it in quite a while. So I have my friend Ryan here from Wevideo. Ryan, welcome to the program. I'm super excited, Ryan, that you are here because as I was telling everybody before I brought you on, I love Wevideo. I love the fact that students can work on something on our school computers and then go home and log into their account and work on it at home and not have to worry about, did I save it to my flash drive? Did I save it to my cloud drive? Did I save it to my, it was just there. I loved it. But I haven't used it in a couple of years. So I'm super excited to see where Wevideo is today and the new features that have been coming out. So Ryan, please introduce yourself to the audience and what you do at Wevideo.
Joe, thanks so much for having me here. It's really exciting to get a chance to share all the new features that that Wevideo has to offer that we just released earlier this year. That if you haven't used it in a couple years, you're going to be excited to see what's new and what's changed in there. Yeah, I'm Ryan, from Wevideo. I'm our teaching and learning specialist. So my primary role is to help teachers access opportunities to use Wevideo more frequently and more seamlessly in their classroom environments. So, right, we have users of all kinds in the classroom spaces, from your traditional video production teachers, your media arts folks, to kindergarten teachers, fourth grade science teachers, middle school English teachers. And so I'm excited to come to here today to show off a couple of different ways that you can use what we have to offer in any classroom environment.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. And something you said that really resonated with me is using it more often, right? Because I've seen a lot of teachers dabble with Wevideo for maybe like a once a year project or maybe a once a semester project. But Wevideo is truly a product that can be utilized every week, right? Every day, giving students the option to create something in the modality of their choice to show that the learning has occurred, right? So I'm super excited, Ryan, to see how Wevideo has evolved in the last 2 years. Because again, I haven't used it since 2019.
Okay.
And you're telling me like in January of this year, some new features dropped too. So even
Correct.
The most premier users might not know about these. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what you got.
All right. So this is our brand new product released in January for our Wevideo for Schools users. This is the Wevideo Classroom. Now, today, as you were talking, Joe, I was thinking about all those different ways of how you can use Wevideo more often in your classrooms, from routine building to quick exit tickets, reflective activities, allowing students to show what they know in a different way than maybe just pencil and paper, right? Or even writing in a Google Doc, right? This video allows us all to share our thinking across different modes. And one thing that we really focused on with the Wevideo Classroom product was that use. How can we get teachers to use this product more frequently, feel comfortable using it more frequently, have the students feel comfortable using it right off the bat. And so this is what we've come up with and we've put out into the world to help that user who may be thinking about trying video but isn't quite there yet. Ease of use, ease of access, all of those great things that will help teachers kind of adopt this more frequently in their classrooms. So I'm going to show two different views today. With our classroom product, we have a teacher view that I'm going to walk you through right now, and then I'm going to jump over and we're going to take a look at what it is for the student, the experience that the students get. So what you're seeing right here, if you log in, if you are a Wevideo user and you log into your Wevideo account through our website, this is what you're going to see right off the top. You're going to have two different spaces you can work in, and then if you're an admin on your account, you're going to have that management arena as well. So those of you who have used Wevideo in the past, the personal editor is something that you're going to be very familiar with. It's the multi-track video editing experience that you have used classically as a Wevideo user. The new product is Classroom. I'm going to jump in here and show you what this looks like and how you can use it as a teacher in your learning environments. So the first thing you're going to notice is we have these tiles where you get to create your class. So like I said at the top, no matter what kind of teacher you are, you can create that class that will be a space for just the students that are part of that class to create. In these classes, you're going to be able to assign projects to students. You're going to be able to collect all those projects in one place. You're going to be able to provide real-time feedback for what the students are working on. So I've come up with some example classes to kind of show what they could be. So we're going to jump into real quick. We'll jump into Ryan's science class, but creating a class is super easy. All you do is come up to this button up here, click create a class. You're going to give it a title. You're going to give it a period or a section if you want, and you're going to give it a grade. Super easy. Once you do that, you create it.
I want to say real quick, though, I love the look because many of our educators utilize Google Classroom and they are used to this tile view. And so to create synergy between their LMS, which would be Google Classroom, and Wevideo, they can easily title the class the same as their Google Classroom. And so they wouldn't have any question of which class is which. So I love this because the similarities create this ease of use and comfort of use for a lot of educators.
Absolutely. And that's what this design is sort of inspiring, is that continuity between that LMS and Wevideo. So it's familiar, it's comfortable. I'm easily able to identify what class is what and which students are in what class. And really, again, coming back to that term I'm going to use often, the ease of use, ease of access to this product. So let's jump into Ryan's science class. In this class, I have 3 students currently, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to roster your students in these classes and create an assignment. What you're looking at right now is a list of assignments that I've created to kind of play around as I was, getting access to this when I first joined the Wevideo team and getting to make all of these videos and see how it would look and feel as a teacher in this space, being able to create these cool experiences for the kids. My sort of, ideal student population that I was thinking about in terms of making video projects. So let's go to the students tab first. You're in the assignments tab, but getting the kids into the classroom is super easy. So we're going to go over and click on students. And right now I have a roster of 3 students. I have my children and Allison Jackson and John Smith as my kids. Inviting students is super easy. All you got to do is go over to this big blue button here, and you can do it in 2 ways. And I'm glad you mentioned Google, because we have some fantastic integration with Google Classroom. If you are a Google Classroom user, if you are a Google district, this Classroom product really aligns well with the Google products that you've probably been using already. So you can import a roster of students from your Google Classroom. So if you have your science class or your 7th grade language arts class in a Google Classroom, this product allows for you to import all of those students into this space from your Google Classroom roster. And then you can invite the students with a link or a code where you just copy that, post it on the on your smartboard, write it on your whiteboard, email it to the kids, and they can jump right into Wevideo, put this code in. They'll be prompted to do it to join a class, their first time in classroom, which I can show you on the other side, and boom, they're in. So then they'll show up right here in your students tab. So I'm going to go back to assignments, and we'll see what that looks like. So I have a couple of things here, but if I wanted to create a new assignment, super simple to do. I go to create assignment. So let's name this assignment. Joe, if you were going to create a quick assignment for kids in your science class, what might you want to assign them as a video project?
One of my favorites would be review, recap, newscast, right? You create a newscast, do a recap of what we just learned for the day or the week in a news broadcast format.
Cool. Okay, so recap the week with a fun video in a newscast format. Let's keep it simple like that for the description, right? The description can be very detailed. It can be super quick, depending on what your students need. You can adjust, customize that in that description box, but we'll leave it there. Due date, you can assign whatever due date. Let's make it due today at midnight, sure. And then you can assign the type of activity that this is. It can be an individual assignment where each student will submit their own video, or it can be a team assignment where you can assign, where kids can get into teams, create and collaborate on one project and turn that in.
Excellent.
So we'll do an individual project here, and we'll hit save to draft. So it's going to come here to my assignment list as a draft. That little orange bar that you see means that it's not been published to my class yet, in case you want to customize it or rework the content. You can do that. If I want to publish it, I'm going to click on my 3 dots here, and I'm going to click publish. As soon as I've published that, it's going to go into the assignment area where my students will then have access to jump into that assignment and complete the project, which I can show you here, but we'll get really a lot deeper into that in just a minute when we go over to the student view. This is basically your teacher's classroom environment where you are assigning projects and you're collecting work. So let's show you how that works. One of my favorite features in this environment is the ability to give feedback on lessons or videos, excuse me, that are being built in real time. So I'm going to jump into one that someone has turned in. So we're going to go here to emotions through video. I'm going to click on that and open it up. And then I'm going to click on review progress. And it looks like 2 students have not started this project yet, but 1 student turned it in. So let's review Jackson's video. So we come in here, and it's going to be a completed video. I could play this and watch it. And then I can do a couple of things. I can return the video to the student. I can download this or save it to Drive and share it with the rest of the class, share it back with Jackson and give him feedback. Or I can return it with feedback and, I can return it to him and let him know that he needs to work on some other part of this project. Okay.
Now, Ryan, is there a way, so like when this project is done, that besides saving it to your Drive, the teacher can say, like, you know what, let everybody be able to see everybody's work, like kind of create like your own little YouTube channel in the classroom?
So one thing that you can do that way is, if as the teacher, I can download that video and then upload it to my YouTube channel currently. Of course, we're always iterating the designs of our projects. We release features all the time. So one thing that is being considered and being looked into is that ability to kind of get that video right from Wevideo into YouTube. But currently, you'd have to download it and then upload it to your YouTube channel that you would share with your class or your parents or what have you.
Excellent.
So this is, if I returned the video to Jackson, and this is something real quick that I love about this new product, and I returned it to him, and he's going to start working on it again. And I can go then back in there and add feedback to the timeline, where I could say, hey, Jackson, love what you started here. Maybe think about using a different piece of audio. to really capture happiness. Okay. And then I can click add, and this is going to appear on Jackson's timeline the moment that I send that. So he can see my feedback in real time as he's working on his project. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here, and we're going to go view the student side, because I think that's an important view for the teacher as well. But one thing I wanted to touch on that we just released this past week is the ability for teachers to see what the students see. So if I click up on this eye icon here, it says view class as student. So I'm going to go in as a teacher and view what the students can see. So now I'm seeing what Jackson is seeing. So these are all the projects I've assigned to Jackson in my science class. And I can actually jump in and see what the editor looks like on his side. So I can go ahead and jump into the newscast project, and boom, I've got my student editor here. I can make things in here as a teacher, sample videos to show the kids, or maybe I'm doing some modeling and we're doing this together because maybe it's their first time working in this editor. So we're doing a together project where I, as the teacher, am working with the students and along with them to help them understand the different parts of the editing environment and where to put different things or how to work it, answering questions and things like that. I can't save anything as a teacher yet that I create here in Classroom. That's still not, we still don't have the functionality for that yet, but I can at least get a sense of what the students are doing, where the different editing tools are, and how I can help them achieve what I want them to achieve. So that's the view as student. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit that, and I'm gonna switch over to the student view. And we'll play around with the editor a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and jump here. Okay, so I'm a student, I'm Jackson. I've logged into my Wevideo account, and I see again a very similar thing that the teacher would see or an admin would see. Got my classroom space and my personal space. I'm gonna jump into Classroom as a student. I'm gonna jump into Ryan's science class. I'm also part of 7th period language arts. So Jackson's doing middle school and elementary school at the same time here in this learning environment, but we're going to jump into the science class, and this is what he sees when he jumps in. If he hasn't started the assignment yet, he's going to get the Wevideo play button. If he has started it, it will be this look and feel on the screen, just a blank window. You can continue a project, or you can jump into one that he hasn't started. Let's look at the clean editor first. So I'm going to jump into that review recap newscast that you created for your students. And this is what our Wevideo classroom editor looks like. So Joe, as someone who used Wevideo a couple of years ago, what are some things that immediately just jump out at you that are different about the space?
Well, it's cleaner, right? I mean, it looks more approachable, and it looks like, I mean, the ad track and it just looks cleaner. It looks much easier for the students to be able to jump in and begin without a lot of instruction.
I'm glad you said that. That's something that was at the core of the design of this space, was that comfortability, or the cleaner look, more accessible feel, so students could get in here and start creating right away. And that's exactly what we've achieved with this. And we've reorganized things. All of the functionality, all of the power of our personal editor that you may have used previously with students is in here. It's just rearranged in a way that's more intuitive, that is more user-friendly, that you can really do a lot more without having to do so many click-throughs in the editing environment, right? And so for an example of that, we can add media, and the media is arranged differently. So as you know, in Wevideo, we have over 1.1 million stock media assets for students to filter and use in their various projects, from background images to footage to green screen footage to all kinds of different audio tracks. And it's just full of really fun and engaging media that kids can use for just about any project that you could possibly imagine. What we did with this Essentials library, though, is we organized it in a way that's helpful to both the way teachers assign their projects and how students search for media. So we've arranged it in videos, audio, and images, and then further broke those categories down to make sure if I'm a student looking specifically for footage, I can go here and look through all of the different categories of different kinds of footage: slow motion, sports and rec, people, nature, historical, green screen. And if I wanted to do the same thing for backgrounds, I'd have all different kinds of backgrounds that are already filtered in these categories that I have an idea. I want to use something with energy. Boom, I go to my energy backgrounds and I have all these different things to choose from. Same with audio. It's arranged in these categories of moods and genres and instruments and sound effects that I can find something really easily, really specifically that I'm looking for. And then again, same thing with images, photos, and backgrounds. So I'm going to choose just a couple images. Let's choose that. And I'm doing this randomly and quickly. This is different as well. You can select all of the media across this library and add it at the same time. So you don't have to keep going back and forth, right? So I can add some images, but then I'm going to add some audio too. And if you see the numbers, this is telling me, the user, that I already have 3 other things selected. I don't have to go back and forth. Let's add some videos.
I like that, because I would assume the moment you click to another tab, it like deselected everything that I've already selected. Right. So knowing that you can click multiple tabs and those numbers are counting, that is fantastic. That works great.
And it lets you know, like, I've got things attached already that I'm going to add to my media bin, which I simply clicked add, and boom, all 6 assets that I chose are here in my media bin. And that I can now take and put into my timeline. So same as the personal editor, that classic editor you're used to, it's the drag and drop functionality with these clips. With the tracks labeled where you're going to put your video, where you're going to put your audio. I hope I don't blast you here. It's probably going to start playing. Oh, it didn't. Yay. Okay, thank you. So we have our Sunny Days audio here that I can then, I can edit. I can split the track by clicking into it really easily. If I want to just get this piece, well, let's redo that and then go to the end and match it with my video. I can easily click in here. Oh, why are you doing that? There we go. And I can split here and then get rid of this and have my track there. So easy editing right in the editor, just as you might be used to with your classic editor. And then if I want to get into my video clips, I have all of my different editing environments. My transform the clip to scale it up and down, my cropping, my animating the clip, and then your green screen features, and then your speed. You can speed up and slow things down. So again, one click got me to all of those different editing features in here.
Love it. Like I said, much cleaner. It's very intuitive. It's super. I love it. This is fantastic.
Yeah. So then again, we have the ability to record yourself as well. If you wanted to take this clip and narrate over it, maybe I'm doing a science project, an animal report where I'm going to show pictures of animals, or maybe this is a space project where I'm narrating my voice. You can come over here to record voice, and then you can actually record your voice from wherever you want it to start it in the timeline. So say I want to have an intro music, boom, big flashy intro for my project, hook my audience, get them entertained and engaged with what I'm showing them. And then I wanted to go into recording my voice. I can prompt it to record at the exact spot that I want it to record from. So I'm not going to click the record button because that'll take us into me actually having to, it might create an echo. So I don't want to do that here. But what this would allow you to do is you could hit record here, and then it would point to the specific spot in the timeline that you wanted to start your voice. So it's not like you record your voice and then you have to move it around and shrink it and do all those things. Super easy, super quick to get that voiceover right exactly where you want it. Screen recording still exists in here. Webcam recording still exists by going up to this record your video. You have screen, webcam, and the dual recording. And that saves right to your media bin, drop it in the timeline, and have yourself on a newscast with a green screen background talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about.
And now, Ryan, is this all being saved while the students are adding and cutting? Like no save button if the internet all of a sudden cuts out and they have to come back into it, it's all there?
Great question. Yes, it's all there. It saves as you go. And right, it's a cloud-based editor, so no downloading of any software is needed. When you log into your account, your media is saved, your timelines are saved, your project is saved exactly where you left it. No matter what would happen in that moment, you'll be saving as you go. So yes.
And now let's say that you're done with this project. It's an amazing project and you want to turn it into the teacher.
Yep.
What do you do for that?
For that, you'd go right up here to your turn in button and click that. And then it says, are you ready to turn in your work? It makes sure that you're absolutely ready to do this. I'm going to turn it into my teacher. And then I turn it in and star wipe completion. Good job, Jackson. You turned in your review recap newscast. Super excited about it. And then again, it'll show you all the videos that you've turned into your teacher in your account. Your teacher then can review it. If it's good to go, boom, you can download it and save it. If they want you to do something else, change something, edit something, they can return it to you to keep working on it.
Now, can the students download their videos off of this dashboard?
The students cannot, yes, they can. I'm sorry. Yes. So you can save it. You can download it and save it to Drive after the video has processed, which takes several minutes. It will render and then you can download and save it to your student's Drive as well.
I love that. I love that because I'm a big proponent of students taking an artifact, something they've made, and being able to bring it into their portfolio, right? And then reflect what did they struggle with? What are they excited about? Are they happy with their product? What would they do differently? I love the reflective piece. And by being able to download or save it to your Drive, you can then bring it into whatever portfolio you're using and have that reflective piece. So I love that part that the students can do that.
Absolutely. And that's a big part of the value of using video in your teaching and learning environment is that it adds to that student's portfolio. It's another way a student is able to show you what they've learned and to show their voice off, right? To project their voice into that learning space is a massive motivator for kids. And it's why I love making videos and it's why kids love making videos.
Now, Ryan, are you going to be in Palm Springs this week? I know Wevideo is going to be there, but are you going to be there? And with Wevideo being there, can teachers get more hands-on with it? Can they see more? Can they ask you questions? Can they, kind of talk shop with you when they're there?
Joe, I will be in Palm Springs this week, and I will be with the Wevideo team at booth 1001 in the exhibit hall. And yes, teachers are encouraged to come by. Existing Wevideo users that are looking to jump in and try Classroom for the first time, folks that see this or have heard about Wevideo but aren't users yet can come by and get the grand tour of all the new features and products, meet some other fabulous members of our team, and yeah, geek out on video.
Awesome. And you guys are also doing a session, right, at Spring Q. Could you tell us a little bit about the session? And if you have like the date and time, also maybe our users or our viewers can add it to their schedule. Yes,
we are doing a session. I will be leading a Saturday session, March 19th at 1:45 p.m. And that session will be on how to implement multimedia creation in a K-12 classroom environment using Wevideo. So what I'm going to be showcasing are practical projects for teachers to bring Wevideo into their daily routines and what the value of doing that is for student outcomes in their classrooms. So really exciting session. I'm really pleased with what we're going to be showcasing, and encourage everybody that wants to know about implementation to come by and see us.
I love it. I love it, Ryan. I can't wait to meet you in person. Maybe we can go out and have a adult beverage one of those nights. I'm going to make sure I stop by the Wevideo booth just because I love Wevideo. Like I said, I've been using it for a long time. Love the updated features. I love the clean cut version for the students. I think the classroom upgrade is fantastic for projects and group work, and it just helps with the sanity of teachers, and it makes it more accessible. So hopefully Wevideo becomes a weekly tool, not just an occasional tool in the classroom, right? Ryan,
Absolutely.
It was fantastic to meet you, my friend. I can't wait to see you in Palm Springs. And thank you so much for stopping by the show today.
Joe, thank you so much for having me. I am also looking forward to meeting you and any of the other teachers and educators out there that want to come by and say hi to Wevideo.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. And I'm going to say goodbye to everybody here. So just give me 1 second. All right, everybody, that was fantastic. Again, I love Wevideo. I'm not just saying that. I've used Wevideo a lot in the classroom, and I think the features that they have just added would have made the process even better. And I think that it's a fantastic addition and upgrades that have been happening there. So definitely stop by the Wevideo booth and take a look for yourself. Stop by all the booths and see all the amazing tools and strategies and everything. Go to as many sessions as you can, but above all, have a fantastic time. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and just take a rockin' good time in Palm Springs. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I know you will if you are going to Spring Q. Have yourself a wonderful